All right, we are 2 weeks away from UFC 229, Khabib versus Conor McGregor, and I just got done watching the press conference, and it was the Conor show. It was straight up the Conor McGregor show, just like any other press conference. It just was a lot quieter because nobody was in the audience. I mean, it was really odd watching Khabib walk out, and then you could see in the background, like all the seats, and it was just completely empty. Completely empty. Khabib didn't say anything about it necessarily, and I don't think he cared one way or the other. I really don't think he cared. I think not having the fans in probably was better for him because he already could barely get a word in edgewise. But Conor McGregor definitely spoke up and he said, let the fans in. That's who we do it for. We do it for the people. We do it for the fans, and they're the ones who pay the bills. When we're trying to sell a fight, we kicking them out on the curb, having them sit in the hot ass sun, watching it via telecast, when you could literally be doing that at home, in the comfort of your own conditioned air, your dinner, whatever you're eating for dinner, a nice cool beverage. So yeah, I'm glad Conor mentioned that, especially since he was trying to, he's trying to sell all this shit. He's selling the suit off his back, the drink in his cup, the fight in his heart. That guy's selling everything. I'm sure he wanted to have a full crowd in there to sell it to, but he did the best that he could with what he had. He definitely did the best that he could with what he had, but it was quiet in there. It definitely was bone quiet. It was quiet. It was oddly quiet. You're just not used to hearing that at any press conference, even the quiet ones. So, that was kind of different. But, one thing about Conor McGregor, man, one, he's very angry about this fight. This opponent is probably the most angry that he has ever been with any opponent. Him and Nate Diaz got into some scuffles, but he was happy that Nate Diaz stepped up. If we think about the way that whole thing went down, 11 days notice, Nate Diaz steps up. I thought it was pretty cool, and you could tell that Conor McGregor was thankful that he stepped up. This right here, Conor feels like Khabib is beneath him. Conor's like, you didn't even win a real belt. You didn't even fight a real opponent. That's what he said. He said you didn't fight a real opponent. You fought a real estate agent. You fought a real estate agent, which is the same thing as a tomato can, basically. Conor said that. Conor said you've padded your record with tomato cans. Whenever you had any type of competition, you go to decision. And I understand that Conor's going to roast anybody. He could put anybody up there. He's going to roast them. The two people up there, Conor and Dana, he roasted them. In the beginning, he was roasted, not necessarily roasting Dana, but he was definitely calling Dana out for not having the crowd there. So that was his little piece, his little jug he was trying to give to Dana. And then he just roasted Khabib about the money that he had gotten from Magomedov and Putin. And, what, you don't like your president? I'm surprised that he said that in America. There's a lot of people don't like the American president. I'm one of them. A lot of people, you know what I mean? And period, it doesn't matter who the president is. It's always going to be somebody who doesn't like them. America is just such a different place, man. But yeah, that basically was the gist of the press conference. It was angry Conor McGregor. That's what it was. It was Mad Mac. It wasn't Mystic Mac. It was the Mad Mac. For real, it was the Mad Mac, man. He came out there. He's like, I'm right here. You told me to send your location. I'm right here now. What you gonna do? You do fucking know. You do. What are you? I mean, he was like crazy, man. I was trying to keep up with the tweets. Sarah Kaufman tweeted. She was like, I could only watch 3 minutes of that, man. What kind of drugs is Conor McGregor on? I hate to hear people say that because it's like, just because you're acting a little crazy always means you're on drugs. I don't know. It might actually mean that you're crazy. Conor McGregor say he's psycho breed. You ain't never met nobody like me. You have never met it. I like Conor McGregor's little wit. He's a witty guy, but it was the research that had me bugging. I was like, Dad, this guy has been, when Nico Montano was like, Valentina has been obsessed with me. She's just obsessed with me. No, Conor gets obsessed with his opponents. He gets obsessed with them. He's literally like doing research on the ground. He's knocking on doors in your neighborhood. What was this motherfucker like as a kid? How far does his lineage go back? Where was he really from? He's back. He's on the ground, hitting the pavement, knocking on doors, trying to figure out about you. Your deepest, darkest. I mean, that guy, the research skills on him, man. He goes there. He really does. It's a mind game with him. It's a fight game with him. It's all out war. That's what he said. He said, I've been in a war state of mind. That's how I'm getting ready. That's how he's getting ready, by keeping himself in a war state of mind. And I think he's just become sincerely obsessed with his opponent, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov. And the only thing I could say about Khabib, I knew Khabib wasn't going to talk any shit and he wasn't really going to have a good talk game. But the only thing I wanted to see from Khabib, I wanted to see him looking healthy. I wanted to see that he looked okay. Because Khabib, we know that he might miss weight, he might get injured. It's just so many things with him. I just want him to literally just put this guy in a bubble, man. Just put him in a bubble until the fight. Put him in a bubble, and then we still got to cross our fingers that he makes weight. Conor mentioned that too. He said you pull out merchants. Let's see if you make it to the octagon. If you don't, I don't know. He started saying some strange stuff. If you don't, what's gonna happen to your family and your I was like, I don't know what's up with that. It might be too far, taking it a little bit too far. Khabib got kids, you know what I mean? He got a wife and kids. So, anyways, all in all, it wasn't a bad press conference. Just different as hell. It was just a different press conference, very, very different. Seeing Conor McGregor in a different state a little bit. He came back. He's definitely Mad Mac. He's the Mad Mac right now. I think he did give a prediction. I don't think I can recall the prediction. He said that he was going to stomp on Khabib's head while he was unconscious. Ooh. Ooh. Oh gosh, I'm not. This fight is so strange to me because Khabib really, the 26-0. Man, it's questionable. It is questionable. Him showing up to the octagon is questionable. So I just hope that the fight happens. I actually really want the fight to last more than 2 rounds, just so we can have something to watch and really see it happen. And just see a good fight. I want to see a scrap. I really want to see a scrap. We are 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out from the biggest fight so far this year. To me, there was a bigger fight card. UFC 228 was a bigger card, but this is definitely going to do bigger numbers, and it's a bigger matchup. Just keeping it real. It is a bigger matchup. So anyways, man, shout out to Conor McGregor. Shout out to Khabib Nurmagomedov. Both of you guys, please make it to the octagon. Anyways, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button.